Hey, it's Tea Time 210. It's Adam. This is for week 62, talking about dealing with religious parents. So, I actually do have a bit to say on this one. My parents are and were quite religious when I was a kid growing up. Um, I was very lucky in the way that my parents are religious. Let me start at the beginning. My parents, as you might have heard in one of my other videos, are Christian Scientists, which means they don't believe in the medical community at all, per se. They believe in God's healing power to basically recognize our innocence and our humanity and our love for Him, and that transforms us into healthy, happy individuals, apparently. Um, Obviously, growing up, I had a few problems with that. It's difficult to be raised in a way that God created you perfectly, and that you just need to get back to that image of yourself when you are feeling like you're trapped in the wrong body and that there's something wrong. So, when I first came out to them, it was really traumatic. It was a really difficult thing. They really didn't understand it. They thought it was a phase at first, um, and they were respectful of my wishes that I wanted to dress more masculine. That wasn't what they were respectful of. They weren't respectful of the choice that I wanted to change my body. From when I was like 17 to like 19, when I was out of the house, maybe even 16, my dad would sit with me and talk to me and give me all these arguments, being like, oh, it's so much simpler to just change your mind. It's so much simpler to just change a couple of brain cells and what they think they want, or change your mind of what you think you want, as opposed to changing your whole body based around your mind. And I understood where he was coming from. He's coming from a metaphysical religion where the whole focus was what you're thinking or what you're feeling, and that's reflected through your body. However, what I was thinking and feeling was that I'm a man, and that wasn't reflected through my body, and there wasn't anything in my religious faith that could change that. I could change my thinking to match my body, but then I wouldn't be myself. I'd be letting somebody or something else dictate who I was. And so I tried to explain this to him on a lot of different occasions. It's been really difficult. Um, my dad especially, really had a hard time. My grandfather, who was probably the most religious one in our family, he was a practitioner. I don't want to go into the details of all that means. Needless to say, he was the guy to call if you were sick, or if you were confused, or if you had trouble at church. Um, and my grandfather would sit there and talk to me about religion, about God, and he'd tell me the same thing over and over and over again. It boils down to love. And that's really the advice I have for anybody who's got religious parents. Um, Religion shouldn't be about punishment. Religion shouldn't be about fucking up. Religion shouldn't be about what your sins are or anything like that. I think religion should be about love and forgiveness, and community. And I think that's how religion started, and I think that's what we need to get back to. Um, you know, it's not about sinning. It's not about like what your sins are and who's going to forgive you and if you're going to be punished in hell forever or damnation. It's about love, and it's about the brotherhood of man, and it's about the acceptance of yourself as you are, and how you can make this world a better place from it, and how those types of things. I think there are plenty of very homophobic religious people, and I think that comes from their own fears and insecurities, and the fact that some people are afraid of not getting into heaven. People are afraid of what's going to happen after, and it's a lot easier for them to sit and be judge and jury and say, well, you're screwed and you're screwed, than for them to admit that they don't really know what's going to happen to them, and that they haven't lived their lives absolutely perfectly. Another thing I think is important to remember in dealing with parents, religious or not, is that parents are looking out for your well-being. Not all the time, obviously, but in general, a parent, somebody who's actually a parent to you, is looking out for your well-being, and they have a lot of fears wrapped up in different alternative lifestyles or transitioning and that type of stuff, which is completely understandable. My parents' big fear was the fact that I was going to be murdered or attacked or hurt in some sort of way because of who I was. They were worried that I wasn't going to find friends or a lover or people to just love me in my life. They were worried about all of that. They didn't want me disadvantaged for choices that I was making, and they didn't want me to make choices that would come back to haunt me that would be harmful or wrong for me. What really got through to them, and I think this is true for any parent regardless of their religious persuasion, is my happiness. Um, when I was 23 and I finally got on hormones, well, when I moved out of the house at 19 and I was taking care of myself, that showed them that I was mature enough to be an adult and to not be dependent on them 100% for my life. So that sort of went there. By the time I was 23 and I got on hormones, I was in college for a year. I got straight A's. When I came home, they saw a remarkable difference in me for the holidays. They saw that I was happier, that I was more content. I wasn't as angry. I wasn't as rageful. They saw that I was comfortable in my own skin, that I was able to give more to the family dynamic instead of taking away from it, that I was able to make our family be a family instead of being lost and upset in my own world and raging and reaching out and hurting people. So I think that all in all, this has really been a positive experience for me and my family. I think we've had a bunch of rocky starts. We had a bunch of rocky years. When I was in high school, when I was in middle school, shit was not perfect. Religion was a major contention just because of how Christian Science left me out in the dark, in the cold, and didn't accept me. And from what I got from my grandfather, they were supposed to be about love and acceptance. And that's my mind what any religion is, love and acceptance. If you're not finding that at your church, through your parents, find another avenue. If you're not a religious person, you don't have to be. But I'm saying that that's what religion should offer you. And your religious parents, if they've got problems with you transitioning, a lot of times if they see you happy and healthy, they'll leave that stuff at the door. If they're so hung up on what you've done that's going to forever ruin your soul, or you're going to burn in hell forever because you like girls or you like boys and you're a boy or you're a girl, or you're a boy and you're a girl, or a girl and you're transitioning to the opposite, who the fuck cares? Like, it is your life, and if they think you're going to burn in hell forever for that, I think that's ludicrous, because it's about happiness. And if you find your happiness without hurting anyone in the process, you're doing what's best for you, and you're not screwing anybody over to get that, there's no reason why you should go to hell or be punished for anything other than like loving yourself and caring about those around you and wanting to share your best side with them and putting your best foot forward. So yeah, if anybody wants any more specifics or some more details, shoot me an email, send me a message. I'm on Facebook. My personal channel is ajester23. I've got a political channel that I'm going to get back on now that I'm back on the internet. I'm going to keep making videos today. Take care, guys. Peace.